Hello and welcome to World in 5. Zimbabwe's leader, President Mnangagwa, believes investments in agriculture, value addition in mining, tourism and infrastructural development are crucial considerations as the country seeks more partnerships. He was speaking at the inaugural South Korea-Africa Summit, which officially started on Tuesday morning in South Korea. A total of 48 African countries are represented, with 25 of them represented by heads of state and government.
In our case as Zimbabwe, we stand ready to welcome partnerships and investments from Korea in agriculture as well as in value addition of our numerous strategic minerals such as lithium, iron and steel, platinum, chrome, nickel, gold, lime, among many others. Prospects also exist in the agro-based manufacturing industries, tourism, and infrastructure development subsectors. The negative impacts of climate change have heightened our need for in-current and across-border projects within Southern Africa in relation to green energy and power generation. Investments in this respect are most welcome. The Korea Rice Belt Initiative is commended and presents great scope for leveraging Korea's technology ingenuity in the agriculture sector to boost diversified food production and security in Africa. To date, Zimbabwe has instituted agricultural reforms which have seen us realize self-sufficiency in wheat production. Save for the current climate change-induced drought, Zimbabwe has ordinarily become food self-sufficient.
Zimbabwe is working on widening its roads to cater for the increasing number of cars in the country. Cars being registered have reached an all-time high of around 6,000 monthly. The Zimbabwe National Roads Administration says it is working with the Transport and Infrastructural Development Ministry to ensure new construction projects of roads take this increase into consideration. Zinara CEO Nkosinathi Ncube revealed this to parliamentarians on Monday.
So as Zinara, we are working very closely with the Ministry of Transport on this issue of increase in traffic. Per month, we license new vehicles, almost 6,000. Last year, we had almost 73,000 new cars that licensed for the first time. So this increase is indeed genuine, and we've raised it with the Ministry of Transport in view of increasing the lanes.
Zimbabwe will join tomorrow the world in commemorating the World Environment Day. Children from various schools convened at Harare Gardens today to celebrate the day in advance. This year's commemorations focus on land restoration, drought and desertification. United Nations Children's Fund Deputy Representative for Zimbabwe, Zainab Adam, speaks.
Children are the future of every country, the future of the world, and we need to hear their voices when, as adults, we are discussing the environment and the climate agenda. They play a pivotal role in contributing to solutions on land restoration, biodiversity loss, and climate change.
Meanwhile, an 8-year-old boy from Bulawayo's Nkulumane suburb died last night after a house he was sleeping in caught fire. The incident occurred at about 11 p.m. when Blessing Muzenda was alone in the room. Witnesses said he lived with his father, who had gone out to do some errands. One of the neighbors, Netsai Manyame, said the fire broke out just after 11 p.m. following power restoration after load shedding. Bulawayo Chief Fire Officer Misty Mhlanga Nhlangano Moyo said his team only reported to the scene after being informed by the police. He urged guardians never to leave minor children unattended to prevent possible loss of lives. As the country is in the middle of the winter season, authorities have urged the public to be alert as most of the fires are recorded during this period. Residents of Claudia housing scheme in Karoi's Chiedza high-density suburb are up in arms with their local authority, which they accuse of attempting to extort money from them for the regularization of a housing project. The residents are being asked to pay a development fee of $10 per square meter over and above the $2 per square meter that they paid when they settled in the area at least 15 years ago. Some of the residents were allocated the unserviced stands in 2005 before the government handed over the project to Karoi Town Council. The residents raised their concerns during a meeting with the local authority and the developer earlier today.
It 12.37% over kuchisafisa pano of which ndopakabva nyaya kuti vanhu vana musala makandosaina musina kuuya kuvanhu 1731 nyaya iyo kuti $10.50 inova inozoda kubhadharwa nani neni
kana maadhimita kuti makapinda muprivate property mukapa vanhu ma10. How far have you gone as council kuti land ive yenyu nokuti muri kuziva kuti makapinda muprivate property?
Australia is seeking to reduce the number of international students at its universities under its national migration strategy. The move is aimed at easing competition for rental accommodation and reducing overseas migration to pre-pandemic levels. Australia's government considers education to be one of its most lucrative exports, worth tens of billions of dollars, but it is also concerned about the surge in overseas student numbers. It has already implemented tougher visa rules to crack down on those who use student visas as a pathway to work visas.
This international student migration program, in effect, is a guest worker program. Most of them are here to get a work visa, and the price of getting your work visa is that you have to pay tuition to some institution in order for them to process you, because the waiting time for a work visa can be 3, 4, 5 years. The waiting time for an education visa is typically 2 or 3 weeks.
We are already seeing a slowdown in our visa lodgements and applications. I think the latest data I saw was in March. So some of the messaging is already hitting the road in terms of students making choices.
That's it on World in 5.